Hello and welcome to HBM's Crypto-Corner for Wednesday, November 13th, 2019. We have several things to talk about, so let's get started. Apparently, in Alabama, a zombie deer-like creature was spotted. A Wendigo? It was gray with smooth skin, its ribs showed, its head was a skull and had short antlers. The Oxford English Dictionary defines the word cryptid as an animal whose existence or survival is disputed or unsubstantiated, such as the Yeti. For the following witnesses to living cryptids, there is no dispute. In this series of National Cryptid Society's case files, you will read what the witnesses have experienced in their own words. Keep an open mind when reading these accounts, and also remember one's perception and memory of an event can be influenced by the emotions felt at the time of the occurrence. The contributors to this series of articles are doing the best they can to recount what are in some cases very shocking and traumatic experiences. If you have a personal cryptid sighting story you would like to tell us, please visit our Make a Report page on this site. Now here's the report. Happened November 10th, 2018. At approximately 10:30 p.m. I was driving on a nearly empty road. The weather was cool, no rain or anything to obstruct vision. I was coming to a stop sign and saw a car stop unusually far away from the stop sign. I was coming to a stop behind it and saw a deer-like creature. It was standing on its back legs. It was gray with smooth skin. Its ribs showed. Its head was a skull and had short antlers. Its arms were bent in an unusual way, opposite of how deer bend their front legs. It went down on all fours and made its way to the woodline. It didn't have the normal gait that any animal has. The two front legs moved at the same time, bringing the back legs forward, in the same way you would use crutches. It made its way to the woods and looked back once more, and then he was gone. I looked forward and the other car had gone. That's pretty creepy. I mean, what is it? You have to wonder. What could this witness have seen? It does not sound like she mistook it for any other animal. So what exactly did she see? Ooh, who knows? Kind of creepy though. You know, there's discoveries being made all the time of different ape-like and human-like species. Well, a new ancient ape species rewrites the story of bipedalism. Danuvius guggenmassi, a totally new and different species of ape, would have moved through the trees using its forelimbs and hind limbs equally. Here are the 21 bones, the most complete partial skeleton of a male Danuvius guggenmassi. I said guggenmassi, it's guggenmassi, I think. The picture is on t-shirts, coffee mugs, and bumper stickers, the ubiquitous but misinformed image of the evolution of humankind. A knuckle-walking ape rouses himself to stand on 2 feet, and over a 25 million year march of progress, he becomes a modern man. Most paleoanthropologists will tell you this version of evolution is oversimplified, misleading, or just plain wrong. The theory that the last common ancestor of humans and apes walked on its knuckles like a chimpanzee is not supported by the fossil record, although it has seen popularity in scientific discourse. David Began, a paleoanthropologist at the University of Toronto, used to be an outspoken proponent of the knuckle-walking hypothesis, until he was asked to consult on a newly discovered fossil that would challenge his assumptions about early hominid locomotion. When Madeleine Bohm, a researcher at the University of Tübingen in Germany, unearthed the partial skeleton of an ancient ape at the Hammerschmiede clay pit in Bavaria, she knew she was looking at something special. Compared to fragments, an intact partial skeleton can tell paleoanthropologists about a creature's body proportions and how its anatomy might have functioned. A relative newcomer to the field and a paleoclimatologist by trade, Bohm enlisted Began's expertise in analyzing the fossil ape. Bohm and colleagues determined that the bones they found came from a Dryopithecine ape, an extinct ancestor of humans and great apes that once lived in the Miocene epoch. The fossils are approximately 11.6 million years old and came from at least 4 individual apes, including one partial skeleton. The team described the newfound ancestor named Danuvius guggenmosi in a study published today in Nature. D. guggenmosi was likely a small primate about the size of a baboon, with long arms like a bonobo. The creature had flexible elbows and strong hands, capable of grasping, which suggests that it could have swung from tree to tree like a modern great ape. Now, this is the interpretation of the new species. But the similarities with known apes stop there. The animal's lower limbs have much more in common with human anatomy. With extended hips and knees, D. guggenmosi was capable of standing with a straighter posture than that of living African apes. Its knees and ankles were adapted to bear weight. The animal's locomotion would have therefore shared similarities with both human and ape movement, and D. guggenmosi may have been able to navigate the forest by swinging from tree limbs and walking on 2 legs. There is no reason to think that it would not have used all 4 limbs when that made sense. For example, on smaller branches where balance was an issue, Began says. But it was also capable of both ship-like suspension and unassisted bipedalism. This hybrid form of locomotion, which Bohm and colleagues dubbed extended limb clambering, was previously unheard of. Began says before his discovery, scientists in the field used models of motion employed by living quadruped primates to inform how our early ancestors may have moved. Here we have something that doesn't exist today, he says. It's totally new and different, and you couldn't imagine it. It would have been silly to even suggest it unless you found fossils that told you that there was an animal like this. Excuse me. Unlike suspensory great apes that favor their forelimbs and bipedal hominids, which prefer their hind limbs, the anatomy of D. guggenmosi indicates that an ancient primate used both sets of limbs equally. The curvature of the big toe suggests that this animal would have been able to walk flat-footed on branches, using its longest toe to grasp and balance. Our last common ancestor with great apes doesn't look like a chimp or any living great ape. He may have looked like Danuvius, Bohm says. D. guggenmosi puts bipedality on the evolutionary timeline far earlier than scientists previously expected. Jeremy De Silva, a paleoanthropologist who reviewed the study for Nature, says while this discovery sheds some light on how hominids began to walk on 2 feet, it also raises new questions about the evolution of locomotion. Rather than humans evolving to become bipedal after splitting from a quadruped ancestor, the great apes must have evolved from a creature with bipedal capabilities. Now this also ties in a little bit to The Upright Ape by Aaron G. Filler. The spinal column, which indicates, and the rib cage, which indicates bipedalism in all apes. All the great apes. I'm not going to read any further. This is really fascinating, though. It has many implications. Does it have implications for Sasquatch? Possibly. You never know. Coming up this weekend, an event in Pennsylvania, Fletcher Hill Sasquatch Surf, Sasquatch Hike, Sankey Hill Road to Bevington Boat Launch, 4.5-mile shuttle, 9 miles out and back, moderate rating. 10:30 a.m. Saturday, November 16, 2019. Let's walk the trail in search of Sasquatch, but also to see an old abandoned homestead, the newly built hiker shelter, logging roads, and the lime kiln ruins. For those who only want to hike one way, we will park at the Bevington Boat Launch, 201 River Road, Wampum, Pennsylvania, 16157. Grab a shuttle to the trailhead on Sankey Hill Road to hike back to the boat launch. For those who would like a longer hike, this stretches as beautiful out as it is back. The out and back hike will include a lunch break at the shelter. Bring a packed trail lunch and beverage of your choice and dress accordingly to the weather outlook. The wetlands have been bypassed with efforts from a rerouting team, making this hike a bit drier. During this hike, there's a half-mile road walk on Snake Run Road. Wearing proper footwear and bringing drinking water are always recommended. Organization Wampum, PA Chapter North Country Trail Association. That happens this Saturday from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and it is free. Sankey Hill Road to Bevington Boat Launch, Wampum, Pennsylvania. That's where this is taking place. So that's this weekend. And I'll give more further information about this one as it comes up next weekend. The Sasquatch Summit 2019, November 22nd to the 23rd at Connaught Beach Casino and Resort. It'll feature Dr. Jeff Meldrum, Bob Gimlin, the Olympic Project, Peter Byrne, and others. Organized by Johnny Manson, it happens at Connaught Beach Resort Casino, 78 State Route 115, Ocean Shores, Washington. Here is the ticket information site. Sasquatch Summit, $40, $42.99 with service fee. There's still several remaining tickets. Summit with workshop is $100, $105.99 with service fee. 1,000 tickets, 1,000 plus tickets on each. So that should be a pretty exciting event for anybody who's planning to attend it. And that's going to do it for this week's HBM's Crypto Corner. Thank you very much for tuning in. You guys are the heart of the show. And until next week, y'all be good or be good at it. This is HBM's Crypto Corner.